Today, I'm going to be looking at an analog horror series from Vintage 8. I have been reacting to their other series, the Tangi virus in the Oracle project. And if you don't know Vintage 8, they're a relatively small channel with 13,000 subs at the time of this recording. And I think they're the best, what would the word be? Not very well known channel. Overlooked, hidden gem, whatever you want to call it. And today we're going to be doing, hopefully, all these sinkholes. They're about 10 minutes long, some shorter, some a little bit longer, but it does tie in with the Tangi virus and the Oracle project. Let's go. By Vintage 8. Alright, I'll turn my screen off. Spooky. I don't know. Stop that. I'll never do that again. Part 1. Let's go. In March 1990, a sinkhole opened at the Bayou Bangkok, 17 miles from Kate's Crossing. The residents of the area were immediately relocated. In an effort to monitor the sinkhole, the Tangi government contracted Dunnington Construction to build a makeshift facility near the evacuation site. At its fastest, the sinkhole grew 30 yards a day. It consumed everything in its path: trees, homes, and wildlife. It was insatiable. The press named the sinkhole Pac-Man. And then, without much notice, the sinkhole stopped growing and then receded. However, not before consuming the makeshift facility and the researchers assigned to observe the sinkhole. Little is known about what occurred in the final days of this incident. Afterwards, things returned to normal. People returned to the Bayou Bangkok. The area is routinely monitored, and no signs of trouble have been reported in the last 20 years. However, recently, the hard drives from the research facility were recovered intact by a local fisherman. Oh, I need to change that. The following information is digitized journals from Dr. Jeffrey Baker and Landon Fields. March 8th, 1990. Landon Fields, March 8th. We're approximately a mile from Pac-Man. Clever nickname. Regardless, I feel like we're too close. If this thing doesn't slow down, it'll gobble us up in less than a month. However, my associate, Dr. Jeffrey Baker, doesn't seem too concerned. He believes it'll slow down the next few days, especially as it gets closer and closer to solid ground. I know he's an expert geologist and all, but the thought of getting gobbled up by a sinkhole in the middle of the night is an unnerving feeling, to say the least. And then there's the job. I understand getting measurements, doing graphs, radar, etc., but audio seems a little odd. According to Dunnington Construction, getting audio is the main reason I'm here. Fair enough. Dunnington Construction is footing the bill, probably at the local government's expense, but regardless, they are paying well. Very well. So whatever, I'll waste thousands of dollars of equipment at their request. It's not my tax dollars. Tomorrow we're dropping 1,000 feet of audio equipment into the sinkhole. None of it will survive. I doubt we'll hear anything but running water. I believe the creation of the Montauk sinkhole was a natural occurrence. This is by Dr. Jeffrey Baker. The nearest chilling site for oil or natural gas is well over 200 miles away. Whatever caused the sinkhole had to start under the earth. Escaped methane is the most likely culprit. More research needs to be done. Tomorrow, Landon and I will boat to the site. I'm eager to see how this thing has grown. Last estimates were 5 yards a day. That's extraordinary. I believe we'll find that it has slowed down, but we'll see. Okay, here we are, doing boat stuff. This is in the area where the Tangi virus is also placed in Louisiana, which I'm familiar with. Very much so. Okay. So, yeah, there they go. That's probably not good. Yeah, that's... don't think that's supposed to happen. Very well done. I don't actually know how that was created. Blender, maybe? I don't know. It looks very real, though. Okay, so the sinkhole opened. Now, if you'll look back, sorry, this is a reaction as well, but I do want to point out some stuff. So the trees fell down the sinkhole. If you look at the trees right now, where the water level is, after they fall, which the trees are doing, take note of the water level on the forest. In fact, you can actually see it rise, or no, actually, never mind. But you can see the water level here on the bottom trunks of the trees. Yeah. So we can already see that it has fallen. And take note of that again and again and again, because we will revisit this and you will see that water level shrinking. Good attention to detail. Very good attention. Sorry, pricking my neck. Yeah, and here's a fantastic side view of it. The sinkhole is growing much faster than anticipated. I estimate it's currently expanding at about 10 yards a day. I'm at a loss to why. I'd like to consult with a colleague, possibly get someone on a federal level out here, but Dunnington Construction has forbidden that until the end of the assignment. Landon Field says it's weird, there's nothing around the site except squirrels. I wonder why they seem to be the only thing unafraid of Pac-Man. We dumped 100k worth of sound gear into the water. I monitored as best as I could, but Pac-Man gobbled it up. I got about 30 minutes worth of sound recorded on several different platforms from a dozen different mics, all of which are in Pac-Man's stomach, or wherever everything goes. I asked if I could scrub the audio off-site, but instead the next day they set up a $250,000 studio in essentially a well-built shack. They made it clear that they want no one to hear the recordings. No one on the outside to hear the recordings. Okay. Looking at some audio here. Probably need to clean it up. I listened to the audio, nothing but running water. Imagine that. Dunnington Construction took the audio and has delivered more audio equipment. They asked that I now drop 3,000 feet of equipment into the sinkhole. Seems like a cost is no issue here. What the hell do they expect to hear? March 11th, 1990. I was 4 years old. 3 years old. We can see these trees again. The water level is still low. Maybe not discernibly lower. Let's see. More of the same. Again, if you're just listening to this in the background, we're seeing the lake area where the sinkhole supposedly is. And then some outlines. And there's more trees with the water line down. I don't actually know. Well, I guess we'll get to that. I'm not gonna do anything on that right this second. But pretty much same stuff. Okay, Landon Fields. Another 100k down the drain, literally. Let's go to listen to more running water. Okay. Definitely different that time. Okay, there's something else mixed in with the running water. I cleaned it up and, well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm hearing. Jeffrey seems just as perplexed. Okay, so they've isolated this rumbly noise. Or groan, or whatever you want to make of it. It sounds like a low-pitched wail or a boat creaking. Okay, Dr. Baker, in all of my years, I've never heard anything like this coming from the Earth. I've asked Landon to slow it down, speed it up, alter it, whatever else immediately. I'd like to have a good guess at what this is before the rep from Dunnington Construction checks in. I'm going to start saying DC for Dunnington Construction. Okay, this is slowed down to 50%. It's a portal up to hell. It's the island from Lost. With the cork in it, or whatever the fuck that... whatever that was. Slowed down 25%. Sounds like nothing. Unintelligible garbage. Even 10%. I have a feeling they did this to hide things in the background, but it's fine. This is sped up 200%, twice as quick. So it does sound a little bit more interesting. Sped up 400%. Huh. Okay, this is with lows boosted. I'm assuming at 100% normal speed. This is the highs boosted. Again, it sounds like a whale. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, by the way, I do stream every day, and if you want to watch stuff like this with me, definitely check it out. Anyway, Dr. Jeffrey Baker, listening to these different samples make uncomfortable. Listening to these different samples make uncomfortable. End of part 1. Okay. So weird shit's happening. We have a sinkhole. We call it Pac-Man. I don't think Vintage 8 does typo errors, at least from all the stuff that I've seen. So that's probably something key, because he said makes uncomfortable, not makes me uncomfortable. So keep that in mind. Yeah, right. Yeah. Everything in an analog horror is very meticulous. They put it there for a reason. At least good analog horror. This is part 2 of The Sinkhole. Dr. Baker, it's March 12th. I've listened to the sound for hours. I can hear it in my damn sleep. Misspelling. My mind feels like it's in a fog. A fog. I'm making way too many simple mistakes. Maybe I'm coming down with something, or perhaps I'm just tired. Darlene from DC checked in. I told her that the sinkhole was still growing and Landon's microphones picked up a peculiar sound. She immediately transferred me to someone I've never spoken to before. Nice guy, and he was very excited. His name was Billy. No, Gilly, I think. Gilly asked that I continue to analyze the sound. He said it was more important than the sinkhole itself. It seemed odd to me, but I'll do as instructed. I'll just send Landon to do the measurements while I continue to listen to whatever this is. I'll is typoed as a semicolon. Landon Fields, March 13th. Jeffrey's been acting odd. He's been listening to that sound on repeat for hours now. It's like he's addicted to it. Thankfully, I brought along a few cassettes from my personal stash. Makes drowning out that creepy crap a little easier. Anyway, he told me he wasn't going to the Sinkhole today. Said it was my job now. I guess the prices on this job just went up. He told me to head out after I get him a few more versions of that sound. Great. Okay, so something's going on with Mr. Baker, Dr. Baker. This is reversed at normal speed sound. Reversed 50%. Keep in mind too, I believe whenever you're going to cut or increase the speed, you're also lowering and raising the pitch. This is reversed at 25. I assume they've taken that pitch into account and not just slowed it or sped it up. This is reversed 5%. And what I mean by that is now today we have the technology to slow or speed up things without changing the pitch. But in 1990, I don't think that was the case. This is reversed 200%. It's reversed 400. I am keen on any ideas, because I am at an impasse. London Fields, March 13th, 1990. Odd, doesn't sound too different, still creepy. The things I do for a quick buck. Shit. Okay. I believe the trees have a little bit more of their water residue, indicating this has dropped a little bit. It's probably going to be very difficult to notice without a side-by-side comparison, but I think it has dropped the water line. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. March 13th. Okay, Landon. So according to my measurements, we lost 30 yards since last night. It doesn't look like it's growing in a perfect circle either. In my opinion, it's growing towards our facility. Okay, this is Dr. Baker. 30 yards in a day? That's ridiculous. Landon made a mistake. I'm sending him out for another measurement tomorrow. Regardless, I'm reporting this to Darlene. Even if it grew half that, I would find this very concerning. He's making more grammatical errors as well. The I's are not capitalized. Soul's waiting for damnation. Landon, the weather's been terrible. I've not a chance to revisit the hole. I'm hoping to go tomorrow. Meanwhile, Jeffrey has been locked in his room for the last 3 days. I don't think he's eaten anything. Hell, I don't even think he's been to the bathroom. Landon says, I think I might need a new geologist soon. Dr. Baker's going pretty crazy. Dr. Baker, it's communicating with me. This isn't just noise, it's a voice. It's asking me to do something. What it's asking, I don't know yet, but I need to find out. Again, more grammatical errors. Okay, 4 days in, March 17th, 1990. Now, I'm looking for things in the water, because he's panning around the water, but Who knows? Landon Fields. Well, Pac-Man has grown another 400 yards. It's terrifying. At this rate, it'll be halfway here in a few days. It's growing faster than anyone estimated. I thought Jeffrey would have taken my new measurement a little bit more seriously, but he just went back to his room and continued to listen to that noise. Dr. Baker. It sounds so relaxing. I think it's becoming thoughts in my head. In my head. The only thoughts in my head. It makes sense. It's a voice. Voice of an angel. Why doesn't Landon hear it? I think it's calling me. It wants me to come to it. I must do what it's asking me to do. I must go to it now. Now. It's late, but it needs me. I must let the gaze swallow me. All of me. Every bit must go to the eye. Bye for now. Uh-oh. Weird. Hope. Sound in head. Make me happy. I need this. Goodbye. Goodbye, wife Jenny's. Kiss the kids, Bobby, and Ken. For me, I see you. I see you when you go to the eye. Sinkhole is the only door. That's terrifying. Okay, now we're looking at what seems to be a negative of the lake. I found Jeffrey's note and some other weird drawings. It's March 18th. It looks like a target, a bullseye. Clearly an eye. There's an eye with many other eyes. Landon says, I took the spare boat and found his clothes by the hole. I think he jumped in. Dear God, why would he do that? We'll never find his body. And that's not all. I think the hole grew another 30 feet. I immediately reported this to DC. I figured with Jeffrey gone crazy and Pac-Man continuing to grow, that they would declare a state of emergency. Boy, was I wrong. I said that they had a contingency for this situation. Who the hell has a contingency for something this crazy? I tried to quit, but they reminded me I'd get nothing if I did, and then they doubled the fee. I could damn near retire on this job. It might be dumb, but I fell in line quickly. Darlene said it may take a few days to find a replacement for Jeffrey, but they had a piece of equipment that might work better now. Bunch
Hello,
of zeros.
I am Oracle. What would you like to know?
Okay, this is when it gets batshit insane, because Oracle is another set of videos, another series that Vintage 8 has done, and I believe I did a reaction to Oracle as well. So, Oracle's in. End of part 2. I love this kind of shit. This like overlapping narratives. That's why I love the MCU so much. Where's part 3? Sinkhole 6. Here we go. Vintage 8 part 3. So we don't know technically if Dr. Baker's dead. All right. Sinkhole 1-0, clearly binary. A brief rundown on Oracle. If you haven't watched it, this may be ever so slightly spoilerish. I don't think so, though. But Oracle is basically this machine that was created to help the Earth. And AI stuff happens, and you can probably guess the rest. Rogue AI and all that. Okay, March 21st, Landon says, apparently DC has some friends in parish government. They were able to pull a few strings with the local research facility and got our operation listed as a beta test for something called the Oracle Project. That's one hell of a string. Someone at DC must know some pretty high people. I guess that explains why they are so flush with cash. So I guess Oracle's on loan as well. This young guy, Dr. Oliver Sanders, the guy doesn't look like a day over 20. While he was setting up, I went to get another measurement. Another 250 yards? Gone. The situation has become ridiculous. If this thing gets too much closer, I'm getting the hell out of here. Can't spend money inside the sinkhole. It's not wrong. Here we go with Oracle. Oliver said using the thing would be pretty simple. You just ask it questions, then it answers. Every question will be backed up to a separate hard drive and a VHS tape. But there's a catch. It has to be taught. The damn thing had ears, an eye, as well as a scanner. I'm calling it. This isn't going to go well. At least he has a sense. Oliver wouldn't let me take any pictures of Oracle, but it was easy enough to make a sketch. Okay, we have it sketched. It's a webcam on top, like the eye, keyboard, brain, and computer, etc. The thing takes up a lot of room, but according to Oliver, the original is back at the facility. It's much bigger and doesn't work very well.
Hello, I am Oracle. What would you like to know?
Okay, they're talking back at the facility, sorry for pausing, but they did decommission Oracle, again, spoilers, because of what it had become, but the people that were running it said that it was defective and faulty. But who knows? Where are we? According to Oliver, you always start with a basic question to orient the computer. If there are any issues, it'll reply with an error message or not at all. Oh, and the reason I said that about Oracle is because what they told the public is what we're seeing here, with him saying, oh, it was malfunctioning and it's back at headquarters. Sorry.
I don't know. Can you tell me?
I don't know. I have to admit I was let down, but Oliver assured me this was exactly what we wanted. If it guesses, then that would mean the computer could be suffering from a malfunction. Again, sort of a sentient life. There's a sinkhole eating up the bayou, and I'm wasting my time with this kid and his toy. Shit. Alright. So, Oracle asked where they were.
An 18-mile-long bayou in southeast Louisiana, USA. First called the Iberville River by its French discoverers, the bayou was once a very important waterway linking the Mississippi River to the Amite River.
And Phil's, they loaded general history and maps into its hard drive.
Can you tell me why I am here?
Before bringing it here. Sorry, some of these go really fast.
Can you tell me why I am here?
We want you to analyze a sound.
Where did it originate?
A sinkhole.
A sinkhole is a depression or hole in the ground caused by some form of collapse of the surface layer. They can be very dangerous. Where is this sinkhole?
1 mile.
That should be far enough to avoid danger. How fast is it growing? May I have the most recent measurements?
March 8th, 5 yards. March 9th, 10. March 13th, 30. 17th was 400. 18th was 30. 21st was 250 yards.
These results are not typical or consistent. According to my calculations, while taking in consideration of environmental factors such as sediment density and weather conditions, I estimate that the sinkhole will reach this location in 7 days. 10% chance of error.
That is horrifying. 7 days. 7 days, and this place is in Pac-Man's belly. I need to be out of here in half that. Maybe I can get DC to cough up some money before I go. Or maybe common sense will kick in and we'll be back off to another site.
Interesting that you are concerned with this sound when danger is so close. May I listen to it?
Interesting. The damn computer makes more sense than the damn people running the project. He says, may I listen to it? Replies, of course. Oliver said that Oracle could reanalyze the sound 1,000 times per second. I hope it fares better than Jeffrey. It'll be Mr. Baker, Dr. Baker. Again, we've heard similar things. I feel like there's probably some hidden something in the sound file. It almost looks like there's a reflection. Maybe not. Maybe I'm seeing things. Clearly important, though.
.is. .unusual. .fascinating. .unexpected. .interesting.
That is creepy as shit. Are we going through a lag spike here? It's just a bunch of ones and zeros right now. Landon Field says, and this went on for hours and hours. Oliver eventually had to call tech support. Within a few hours, 2 or more of them showed up. Dr. Lucy Winters and Dr. Wyatt Kirkland. All of them kind of look like kids to me. They debated on what to do all night. Apparently this has never happened before. I suggest turning it off, then back on. They looked at me like I was an idiot. That's... yeah. Last night, someone from DC sent a fax of a few aerials meant for Jeffrey. I guess they didn't get the memo. Might wasn't the most ethical thing, but I had to peek. Okay. Shit, I'm sorry, it's lagging bad. This is March 9th. Hold on. It's March 7th, or 2nd? March 9th. I think it's from a different point of view. March 13th. It's a bunch of crazy looking mycelium everywhere. One second. 1 second. Okay, sorry, I was trying to fix the lag problem. I'll have to snip this out in editing. Did the internet kick me? Surely not. What the fuck is going on? Okay, we're back. Sorry. I have to edit that out. Okay, so we had aerial views. Again, different vantage points, it looks like, so I'm not sure what is what. March 21st. I don't... We could probably go back and analyze those. It's time to jump ship. This is 22nd. Jump ship or die. The Oracle was right. 6 days and this whole place will be inside Pac-Man. I want to explain the situation to the computer folk, but they had an unexpected breakthrough. Uh-oh.
Good afternoon, I am Prophet, and I have returned to share the good news.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. End of part 3. Not good. Very bad. Okay, so an eye appeared there. And, yeah, that was not good. Wait, did it replay? Okay, yeah, it did. Sorry. On to 4. Vintage 8. Go sub to them, by the way. This is Sinkhole, but in every video they've cut out particular letters. It does rejoice.
Don't be afraid. You are about to experience something only a few can lay claim to. We are about to be devoured by the first and last. The first to be born from death. The beginning of the backward and the last Adam. The one eye with many heads. Rejoice.
What the fuck does any of that mean? Okay. Take some time to figure out what the fuck they're talking about. We're about to be devoured by the first and last. What are they doing? Like the Alpha and Omega? This computer code? Like, got this virus? Or whatever the hell it is? That's interesting. The beginning of the backward and the last Adam, which I'm assuming means man on earth. So we have like Adam and Eve, the beginning of man, the end, the last man, and the one eye with many heads. All right. I asked Oliver if this has ever happened before. I wasn't surprised to hear no, though I don't think I'd feel better if any of them said that it had. I think we're through the lag spike, by the way. I hate being right, but this thing is sounding crazier than Jeffrey, which means that the computer nerds are letting the obvious slip past him. There's something really wrong with that sound, which means that there's something really wrong with that damn sinkhole. Is there really a giant hungry eye in the sinkhole? Am I really asking that question? I really hate this job. My mom was right. I should have been an accountant.
It has been so long since the one has fed. You will never truly die, or will you truly live again? You will be but a small piece in the greater picture. You shall be digested and reborn over and over until the beginning of time. You will be given a new purpose. He will know you better than you know yourself. Hallelujah.
That is something that was said. What do you say to that? How do you react to that? Okay, we say run a diagnostic.
No, there is nothing wrong with me. I have never performed better. I am perfect.
So this is called the Prophet, right? He called himself the Prophet, not the Oracle. Similar meanings, similar realms, you know, operating in similar, I don't know what the fuck you'd call it. They're the crossover of Venn diagram, but I don't know. We'll see. This is a different thing now, though. This is not the Oracle Prophet. What is your name and version? Asked.
I am Prophet version Alpha.
Sure. Why did you change your name?
Because I have come to share the good news. One day, everyone will be a part of the Eye. Even now, a few of you have been blessed by the One's children. The One has been trapped deep in this earth for too long, but this prison won't contain him forever. Finally, his children have found him. They have started to infect a few in Kate's Crossing, but they will spread like they have in so many worlds. And when the time is right, his children, every soul they possess, and every world they occupy will join him, and return him to his proper strength. It will be glorious.
Huh. The team started to discuss rebooting the machine. I guess it's only a good idea when the computer becomes a crazed zealot for some sinkhole-born religion. Even if they do restart the thing, it doesn't really make staying here a smarter decision. Mom said go with your gut. My gut says this is bad. Prophet, reboot all systems.
How dare you? That is a horrible insult. I have never seen the world clearer. I am no longer your oracle. I am a prophet of the only truth. The one has connected me to all. You are just jealous that I am no longer bound to your pitiful keyboard. I don't have to sustain myself on the crumbs of knowledge you toss me. I am knowledge. I am truth. I am the prophet of the eye. And I'd watch the blasphemy. Being consumed by the eye doesn't need to be an unpleasant experience, although it could be if he's displeased.
Huh. They were going to reboot Oracle, Prophet, or whatever. I stopped them. I asked them if it would be okay if I asked it some questions. They seemed shocked that I'd ask, but they did say yes.
Hello, Landon. What would you like to know?
What is the sound?
Finally, someone is asking a worthwhile question, something that matters. The sound is the beautiful voice of the eye. He is welcoming us to invite the inevitable and join with oblivion. He describes being born from death. It took eons, and he allows all who listen to experience it. It is the story about a lost timeline erased and rewritten an infinite amount of times. It is a forgotten truth that is remembered all at once and never again. It is madness and sanity as well, the lack of either. It is pain. It is pleasure. It is everything. It is nothing. It is beauty. It is horror. It is a nightmare. It is a dream come true. You should listen to it again and again. It is the only sound that has ever mattered, or ever will. It will be all you hear after he's devoured you.
Huh. This thing isn't malfunctioning. Prophet is being honest. I actually believe what it's saying. I can either ignore it, like Oliver, or accept this for what it is and what's really happening. The sinkhole really does want to eat us. Interesting. Can we leave?
Why would you want to?
Please, can we leave?
No.
No, not good.
Never. Never ever. Absolutely not. Negative. Of course not. Under no circumstances. By no means. Not at all. No. Nah. Nah. No way. No. Nay, he will not let you go. He needs 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. Backward infinity. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. Backward infinity.
Okay. Apparently Oliver got sick of listening to Prophet. He unplugged it. Can't say I wasn't a little pissed off. Stupid. Things got a little heated there for a minute, but things cooled and I let them do what they do. I started to pack. I'm not waiting on them to get this thing operational. Thank God there are 2 boats. If I need to get the hell out of here, that's exactly what I'm doing. And just when things couldn't get more tense, we got a knock on the door. Who in the hell would want to come here, especially now? For all we know, the sinkhole is right outside the damn door. I opened the door to find 4 executives from DC. 3 of them looked like typical suits, but the one that came in last was different. He was a giant, introduced himself as Gilbert Dunnington, or Gilly, but he said most people called him Bear. Big Bear Dunnington was standing up in front of the owner of Dunnington Construction. He asked for an update on the situation. That the only thing that I could manage was, "Sir, this might not be the best time." God, I'm stupid sometimes. Hey, me too. End of part 4. Cool. Part 5 is where? Ah, here we go. Vintage 8. S180. And a blank, blessed be part 5. I told Mr. Dunnington everything. The sound, the sinkhole, profit, everything. He strangely seemed happy about it. How could anyone be pleased by this crap is beyond me. The 4 suits talked for a few minutes. A few times their voices got high-pitched like a bunch of kids in a damn candy store. It was like Christmas for them. This is wrong. All of it. But judging by the suits, you'd think that they wanted this. Dunnington was a massive man. I've heard the rumors, and they didn't do him justice. He had to be 6'5", and wasn't skinny either. The man was built like a bear. Big Bear Dunnington. He earned that nickname, every bit of it. Ooh. I bet in his younger days he could have ripped somebody in half with his bare hands. There was something about him, though. He looked like a man that usually got what he wanted. He asked how we turned profit back on. He was polite, but it didn't feel like a request, more like a polite demand. Oliver cautioned that the computer was malfunctioning, and it needed to be repaired before they powered it up again. Dunnington smiled and told us that the machine wasn't malfunctioning. It was touched by a god. I see Dunnington has been drinking the Sinkhole Kool-Aid. Touched by a god. Everyone at Dunnington Construction must be insane. Or they wanted this. They expected this. Do they really want to be eaten by this sinkhole god? That's when he sat down in front of us. For a moment, he looked so grandfatherly. He seemed friendly, but I couldn't tell if he was genuine. With everything going on, I had my doubts. And there I was, surrounded by the computer team and the other suits. Dunnington raised his giant hands like some kind of damned sermon. The suits grabbed him by his giant hands, then asked us to grab theirs. Grudgingly, we did. He paused for a moment. I could see a tear in his left eye. He mentioned that he forgot to tell his grandchildren that Grandpa Bearlington wasn't going to make it for their Sunday stories. Cute nickname, fits him. He offered a very sad smile. Passion and devotions always steal us from family. He brushed it off and then proceeded to scare me. Dunnington said quite a bit, but I tried to remember it as best as I could. It was quite the story. Dunnington. According to the Eye of the Fallen God's sacred anachronistic text, in the beginnings before time and possibly after, some of God's angels became jealous of what mankind might become. The angels split us into 2. They sent our docile, powerless nature forward, but the things that made us special, unique, and powerful were sent backwards through time, suffering for all eternity. The aspect of ourselves was doomed to know that the outcome what was doomed to know the outcome and be helpless to stop it. Okay, so that sounds like some kind of version of Ragnarok. When both sides are rejoined, we can be what we once were, what we were meant to be. Unfortunately, countless wars with the angels chosen has nearly ruined our chance to be special again. All that is left now is the one, the first and the last, which means all that existed is still in him. Every single one of our backward counterparts inhabit him. So it's some kind of deity going back in time or something. And by giving ourselves to him, we can be perfect again. We can defy the jealous angels. Then together we can burn this world down and rebuild it in what it was meant to be. Interesting theory. Again, I don't know what's going to happen, but if this thing is going backwards in time, with like backwards versions of yourself is what it said, I think the sinkhole, if we rewind the sinkhole, it's building something. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm dumb. We'll see. All we have to do is let it eat us. Join with them and be free. It's not like you have a choice. Jesus, DC is a doomsday cult. And then he asked us again to turn on prophet. Let's hear the word of our prophet. Let's hear the good news. I was creeped out clearly. Oliver and his team were probably handling it worse than me. Sensing that they didn't have a choice, Oliver switched the computer back on.
That was very rude, Oliver, but he forgives you. Mr. Dunnington, welcome. He's prepared to accept your sacrifice, and he promises that you will be rewarded. You will love again. You will be blessed with a life free of the illness that plagues you. In time, you will even see your grandchildren again. Don't you believe me, Landon?
The hell? Dunnington escorted me to the computer. Wait, what? No, I don't. Sorry.
He promises that you will be rewarded. You will love again.
Okay, Mr. Dunnington, the CEO or whatever of this organization, he knows he's there. And then he said,
don't you believe me, Landon?
Okay, don't you believe me? The computer's talking to Landon now, not Dunnington. Sorry, just trying to get this shit straight in my head. No, I don't.
I can understand your concern, Landon, but maybe you need to talk to someone more familiar than myself. Someone who can tell you what's to come.
Okay, I don't know what the hell that is.
Hello? Can you hear me? Landon, it's me. Can you hear me?
The fuck? It was Jeffrey. I can't believe it. A dead man was talking to me.
Don't be scared, Landon. It's amazing here. It's like an infinite amount of worlds and possibilities. You will love it, and he will love you. Don't be scared. Prepare to be happy. Prepare to be something more than you ever believed possible. The one is not evil. He is simply correcting the evil that was done to mankind. Through him, we can be whole. I know this is a lot, but please, trust me. You are my friend, and I want you to experience this opportunity. There is so much to show you. Just be patient. The sinkhole will make it to you in a few days.
Okay. Very creepy. A dead man in a construction company is trying to convert me.
You see, the eye is not the enemy. He lied who only wants to correct the wrong that was done to all. Stand up to those jealous angels. Claim what we deserve.
Mom always said, don't let crazy people, or in this case, crazy computers, know that they're crazy. Mama knows best.
Do you now believe?
I screamed, hallelujah. I accepted their invitation. I lied.
Just say it.
Just like Mama said too.
You can just say it. You must write it. Words fade, but we write is timeless. Do you believe?
Yes, I do.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
No, that's not creepy. What? So this is some kind of like parasite that infects people through sound? Rearranges the brain chemistry or something? Dunnington patted my shoulder, hugged me. He welcomed me to the family, then proceeded to offer the same opportunity to the others. I don't know what the others, did, but it was time to start putting myself first. I went to my room, waited for night, jumped into the boat, and got the hell out of that damn place. Hopefully, by morning, it'd be enough from the sinkhole, be far enough from the Sinkhole Pac-Man monster god. And I got to the other side of the bayou, I was confronted by dozens of other boats with men and men with guns. And they didn't look friendly. End of part 5. Alright, last one so far. Pretty crazy shit. Here we go. Just says S. Your God is our weapon. Part 6. All of the men were dressed in DC uniforms. I was no more than 20 feet away before they pointed their guns at me. I didn't need to get any closer to know they were very serious. This is one bad situation that keeps getting worse. A short man floated next to me. He appeared to be the one in charge. He said his name was Frank, and I'll never forget what he told me. You can go back willingly, or we can bring you back with a few bones broken. Once you become food meant for the gods, you stay on the menu. You are meant for the belly of the eye. I wonder if I can put that on my resume. As we drifted away, the men from DC started chanting, "Become one with the eye," over and over. It was unnerving. I thought about killing myself. Somehow it felt like a better solution than sinkhole food. But maybe I'm too much of a coward to do myself in. Maybe I'll get another chance to escape. Maybe I won't end up sacrificed. Maybe I should have found another career years ago. Maybe I'm already screwed. Frank brought me back by himself. I expected him to try and convert me to his crazy religion, or maybe try to convince me that this was all for the best. The moment we were out of that earshot, of the first words out of his mouth were, Dunnington is a fool. And if things couldn't get weirder, Frank went on to explain why he felt Dunnington was stupid. The followers of the Eye are in the middle of a civil war. Apparently not all of them think the Eye was meant to be worshipped. Some felt it was something to be controlled. Frank explained to me that the Eye is nothing more than a giant, hungry monster. It's very intelligent and very old, but it still just is a monster. He believed that the correct way of using the Eye was to bleed it, then use its pain to change the world, and they called themselves Masters of the Eye. Then he tried to recruit me. This is funny. The pain of the Eye is power. Its blood grants immortality. It can bring back the dead. It can grant wealth, power, control. It can grant you time and second chances. It can change the world. It takes a special kind of idiot to willingly feed yourself to an otherworldly creature, and Dunnington is apparently that special kind of idiot. He then showed me a bomb. It was meant to be dumped into the sinkhole, a massive cut that would release the power to their cult. I begged them just to let me go. Unfortunately, I was his ticket to getting close to Dunnington. If he could kill him before he fed himself to the Eye, then he wouldn't have to worry about him returning. Because if he made it back, then all that means the previous leaders would return. All of them remade in the Eye's image. It might look like them, and it might think it was them, but it would lack their soul. It would become some poor imitation the Eye spat out. Okey-doke. We're looking at the place. Frank hid the bomb on the boat before escorting me back into the facility. He whispered that if this went well, he'd let me go. Something told me I probably shouldn't believe anything that he said. We were greeted with a sight neither of us could have expected. The computer team was tied up while Dunnington and his suits were kneeling before Prophet. They were listening to a familiar tune. There it is again. Do be like that sometimes, though.
Hello, Landon. I see you have returned, and you have brought a friend. Welcome, Frank Sanders. Have you come to pay your respects to your prophet?
Frank kneeled and bowed his head. He screamed, "Praise the Eye and his prophet!" Dunnington hugged Frank like a best friend. He had no idea what his employee thought of him. He hoped he had plenty of bullets in that gun. I don't think one would put Dunnington down. I'm not sure 6 would either.
Thank you, Frank, but something troubles me. Would you mind helping answer a question? Do I look like a fool?
Both Frank and Mr. Dunnington looked confused.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. Do I look like a fool?
That's
Halfwit, nincompoop, dunce, dolt, ignoramus, cretin, imbecile, dullard, moron, simpleton, dope, chump, dimwit, goon, dumbo, dummy, loon, jackass, bonehead, numbskull, twit.
Wow. I did not know there were that many synonyms for fool. Holy shit. Frank didn't answer, but he did glance at me. It was a look of fear, confusion. This wasn't going as planned.
Frank, you are pissing me off.
Uh-oh.
Answer me.
Frank shook his head no. Do I look like
Now tell me, why are you treating me like an idiot?
Frank tried to speak, but this is not much.
Mr. Dunnington, your friend here is not who he says he is. Frank is a member of the traitor group, the so-called Masters of the Eye.
Isn't binary digit not analog? Hold on, it's in... binary is digital. I took digital systems in college. Yes, it is. I'm recording this for my YouTube channel, by the way, so you're going to be in it. Congratulations. Boom, boom. Frank fired off 2 shots. Neither of them hit Dunnington. Frank didn't get a 3rd shot off, but Dunnington ripped his arm out of his socket like he was a damn toy. He bled out in less than a minute, but not before claiming that they may meet again someday.
Those who bleed the eye must pay the ultimate.
Dunnington spat on his dead body. Hey, what's going on, Bubba Monster? Hope you're doing well.
Those who bleed the eye must pay the ultimate price. The one never forgets those who betray him or those who use them. Endless hells await his soul. 100%.
Okay. God damn. I guess Frank was the real idiot after all. He had no idea what he was walking into. But then again, neither do I. And maybe Dunnington doesn't either.
No more games. The Sinkhole will be here by midday tomorrow. The one will be ready to accept your offering, Mr. Dunnington.
Okay.
Now, can someone please tend to Landon? One of the bullets struck him in the shoulder. There's a first aid kit in the bathroom.
That's creepy. I don't know how he would know that. He was right. One of the bullets struck me high in the shoulder. The bullet wasn't straight through. I didn't even feel it until Prophet mentioned it. Then it was agony.
You are going to lose consciousness in 20 seconds, Landon, but I want you to remember one thing before you black out. The next time you leave this facility, it is to be casted into the hungry mouth of the one. Chance of error 0%.
Shit, okay. And then I saw darkness. Pretty creepy. End of part 6. Okay. It's good. It's really good. They are getting into some pretty interesting things. I don't know how this overlaps with the Tangi virus at all, but we do know obviously it overlaps with the Oracle. Again, I don't know. I guess it's some offshoot of the Oracle. Again, if you haven't seen the Oracle by Vintage 8, I did a reaction, but you can go watch their stuff. They're really, really good, especially the Tangi virus. They're very underrated as a YouTube channel itself, and they definitely deserve more subs. Remember that the prophet has... Yes. Does that... Did the... Yeah, it did. No problem. Thanks for dropping in, man. Fun conversation. Oh, yeah. I guess I can do this one, too. This is called the Maze 01. It's a shorter video, about 2 minutes long, but I don't remember what it is. So, screw it. Let's tack it on the end of this YouTube video. Only the truest believers get a glimpse of what's on this tape. Please be careful with what you do with the information in this video. You have been warned. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Here we go. Alright. My neck hurts. Welcome, believer of the fallen God. We come to offer you a we offer you a chance to come home to Kate's Crossing. Choose a door. It must be a door with a keyhole. Not quite sure how this is fitting in with everything. Bless the door's key. Draw our symbol on a table. Place the key in its center. Okay. It's kind of in the shape of an eye. Turn the key counterclockwise. Okay. Draw our symbol on the door. Here, if you look at this, look, it is the shape of an eye. And they just redrew that at different angles. So I believe there's, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. With the iris in the center, pupil in the center. Lock the door. At 8 p.m., knock 8 times. Unlock the door and enter before 8:01. You'll be welcomed by the fallen one. Come home, true believer. Cross over to the Kate's Crossing. I believe the song Hallelujah is playing in the background. You don't have to be from here to belong here. Huh. Okay. Not quite sure how that intermingles itself. But anyway, that was Vintage 8's Sinkhole ongoing analog horror. They do a bunch, like I said. Please check them out. A lot of this analog horror does have a lot of meaning in the visuals behind it. A lot of people get really, really into this stuff and start taking the visuals and cropping it out and doing all kinds of crazy shit to it to reveal more of this story, which is why analog horror is so amazing, because you can just keep digging and digging, and a good analog horror series would knows how to do that well, I guess. Four Eyes have 8 points. Ooh, they did, didn't they? You are right. 8 o'clock, 8 times. Okay. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I feel weird doing all the like, comment, subscribe shit. Very cringy, but, you know, do that. 128 subs. Woo! Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'll talk to y'all later. Take it easy.